Humble days as precious as gold dust. Where are the buyers? Days remaining. What? As I walk into class, the girls that normally flock around Shinji Mato aren't there. Shinji seems to be in a bad mood today. His usual posse of girls is keeping their distance. I'll ask him if something happened. What? Like I'd tell you if anything happened to me, which it didn't. Nothing happened at all. Hey, you know that Ice Queen Rin Tosaka? She thinks she's so much better than everyone else. Actually, small note. I'm actually using the other reason why I'm emulating is that I'm using a retranslation patch. The original translation of Fate Extra isn't exactly the best, and it makes a bunch of mistakes. One of them being writing Tosaka with a U instead of an H. It's an H. Among other things. It also adds some translations for lines that weren't normally translated. And by that I mean subtitles. Anyways, at first, I thought she would be the only one who understood how lonely it is at the top. I tried talking to her yesterday, but I got nowhere. Maybe I just intimidated her. Intimidate her or something? Intimidated. I might have lost a few points for getting violent, but girls who talk back to me get slapped. What are you doing? Seriously, like, how in the world did you not get in trouble for that? Like, it's not even the whole gender sex thing. It's more of you slapped somebody. Wouldn't that get you in trouble, period? I'd never hook up with such a violent stuck-up... I'd never hook up with such a violent stuck-up bitch like that, no matter how hot she is. What a waste. She'd be perfect if she'd just keep her mouth shut. You agree with me, right? Right? Looks like there's some tension between Shinji and Rin Tosaka. Knowing Shinji, he probably got hit on her. He probably hit on her and got shot down. And why'd she take a shot at me? I thought she was going to spinning star kick me next. Wait, did she hit back? Okay, I'm not sure what the situation is now. He continues to whine under his breath. I can only imagine how sleazy Shinji was being with her. Yeah, no, I can't be a sleazebag about this kind of thing. Normally, his super aggressive approach works, but obviously it didn't with Rin Tosaka. Life's more interesting when it's got little shakeups like this. As if right on cue, Miss Fujimura barged into the classroom as the bell sounds. Phew, I made it. Good morning, everyone. Alright, no one's absent and there are no announcements. Let's just start homeroom. As soon as she turns to reach for the chalk, she trips and falls as she always does. As she falls, her fingernails drag across the blackboard with a horrifying sound. And thus, another typically mundane day begins anew. Oh, it's that Kuzuki guy. And though the Great War had finally come to an end, regional conflicts still persist. Despite the suffering of the previous generation, battles are still waged 30 years on. Standing behind the lectern today is not a... You don't even have a desk? A full-blown desk? Just a... Where's the desk? Where's the teacher's desk? Standing behind the lectern today is the school's news teacher, Kuzuki. Although he's supposed to be teaching math, his lesson seems to have gone off on a tangent. Now, instead of armies, attacks in ever greater numbers are being carried out by terrorists, and in an attempt to suppress these terrorist groups. With that, the bell signaling the end of classes sounds. And at the end of the day here, the tension in the classroom drops immediately. Jeez, well, that's an intimidating teacher. Alright, let us end here today. Oh yes, before I forget, there's an announcement from the student counselor. Recently, a rise in the number of slashing incidents has made the surrounding area dangerous. With that in mind, keep any detours to a minimum and head home as quickly as possible. Get home quickly. Good advice, but I still have to finish a few assignments for the journalism club. Why I'm so gung-ho about investigating the school's 7 wonders is a mystery even to me, but it seems important for some reason. I have to turn in yesterday's report. I better go see the editor-in-chief this evening. Alright, let's get this over with. Another report to make. Oh. Hey, guess what? I just passed this gorgeous girl on the stairs. Could she be a new student? What? I'm sure you're just talking about Rin Tosaka from Class B. Rin Tosaka? Never heard of her. You've really never heard of her? Pretty, athletic, smart, classy? Or a stuff-up Miss Perfect who all the guys adore and all the girls despise? They forgot sarcastic. Oop. It wouldn't be unrealistic to call Miss Rin Tosaka the most popular girl in the whole school. Are you pulling my leg? Girl, you're so dense you probably wouldn't feel it if I pulled your leg anyway. Ouch. What? I'm not dense. Much. But she wasn't wearing a school uniform, she was wearing red. How do you explain that? I don't know. I hadn't noticed. Huh? Maybe I'm remembering wrong. You would. Come on, let's hurry to our club. Yeah. Alright. Let's return our... Oh, our club says, did you find out anything in it yesterday? Interesting, so it was Tiger. Of course there's no answers in this spirit world. Thanks to you, the article will be great. Are you ready for the next article assignment? The next unsolved mystery is, yesterday there was a girl dressed in red, on the rooftop, Mike. You can't just mention the red. Rumors about Little Red Rooftop are spreading. Go find out what this is all about. A journalist lets the news guide their feet. To the rooftop! I think they'll want me to... Girl on the rooftop. Ah, her. She just happens to be up there right now. I saw her holding the key to the rooftop a moment ago. I turned the doorknob and the metal door opened silently on its hinges. As a rule, no one is allowed up on the roof, but I can see someone's elongated shadow. The vibrant color set off by the setting of the sun is enough to take one's breath away. Under the now blood-red sky, a single girl looks out onto the town that spreads up below. Like a figure out of a painting, the girl seems to shine with the same red glow as the setting sun. What? That's not ominous at all. I'm not quite sure if that last statement was supposed to express disgust or disappointment. Oh, I should mention this, but if I hit X, I can review the past text. As she finishes speaking, a faint smile forms on the girl's lips as she slowly turns in my direction. Her unwavering gaze makes it seem like she can see things hidden to others. Her eyes seem to shine with an intensity that rivals that of the fire red of the evening sky. What's this? I noticed the system. Why did I just try to... I'm not gonna speak if the voice acting is active. At least I'll try not to. Continuing to mumble quietly to herself, the girl quickly walks my way. Unexpectedly, her finger reaches out and touches my cheek. Hey! What? Mumbling to herself, the girl disappears without a trace. It's like no one was ever there at all. She vanished. There or not, her form has been indelibly burned into my mind. Oh, you're still here. It's almost time to leave school, so you should prepare to go home. What's wrong? You look a little pale. The sound of Issei's voice pulls me back to reality. I must look completely dazed and confused. Maybe I'm tired, or... I'll talk with the editor and chief again tomorrow. In any case, I think the course of wisdom would, for now, would be to go home like Issei says. And I hope I see these kids. Good evening. Auspicious star, such dazzling light, it drowns even the chime of bells. I enter the classroom. Once again, Shinji Mato, and the seat next to me has a full house. I'm telling you, you don't have any talent. Give up before you look like a... Not saying that. So you know what she said? So you know what he said to that? What? What'd he say? We're dying to know, tell us. This voice gets all boohoo and he says, I'll keep practicing until I get better. I can at least get better at you than you, who skips practice. Sorry, I have to laugh. Anybody knows that you can't practice your way into being a genius. Steady now. You'd be surprised how effective hard work can be. If he wants to practice something, he should practice not sounding like a tool. The guy's not a total maggot, but he's still trash that needs to find a garbage can. That moron. People aren't treated equal. Even people who are born above average can never reach the same heights as the naturally gifted. Jeez, look at this guy. You must be so talented if you don't need to practice, Beto. I feel bad for that kid. Trash can't help being trash. You should learn to stop dreaming about being something better. You know, Shinji's actually starting to get on my nerves, guys. The bell rings. In response, the gaggle of girls shuffle off to their own seats. While we wait for the teacher to arrive, I get caught up on what Shinji said for some reason. Whether or not Shinji has innate talent, I think it's pretty clear that I'm a nobody. A nobody with no goals. I mean, when I try to even think about the future, I get overwhelmed. As long as I keep plodding along, someday I'll reach my totally average future. Yay. That's what happens to everyone, right? Are there actually people who break the pattern? How? I have no idea. For me, today is just another ordinary day. Wait, what? What was that? Good morning, everyone. Suddenly, my heart accelerates, each beat painfully strong. It's as if my body is on high alert. I know it's not a reaction to Miss Fujimura. Hey, she didn't trip. No. Who's the blonde guy? Well, kids, this is a little out of the blue, but today I want to introduce you to a new friend. It's him. That blonde boy is the one who's causing my body's fight or flight response instincts to prickle. Go on, Leo, introduce yourself. Huh? Well, Leo, you'll be attending school with these people, so I'm sure they'd like to know who you are. He steps forward and in a louder voice says, like the painter? Somebody's got some lofty aspirations. What's the graininess? The classroom is silent. There aren't any jabs at his eccentric manner of speaking, or any coos over how pretty he is. Instead, the entire classroom is enthralled by his regal bearing, entranced even. Shinji's words come to mind. This is what it means to be on a different level. None of us plebs could ever hope to reach the level that this new kid lives on. It's not overextending to call his very existence transfixing. Like deer in headlights, we're immobilized by a presence far brighter than our own. His natural place is above us, looking down as our king. How did someone like him end up here? It must be a mistake. Anyway, anyone, everyone. Please make Leo feel welcome. Then Leo, if you would please take a seat. It looks like the third seat in the second row from the right is open. Will that be okay? Leo. Ah, you're addressing me. I see no reason not to allow you to call me Leo, as it didn't feel awkward to hear it from you. If you have the chance, I'd very much like for a delightful woman like you to visit my country. What? Jeez, don't joke with your teacher. To your seat, Leo. I won't smack you, since, well, it was kind of flattering of you to say that. Of course, I appreciate your diplomacy, Miss Fujimura. Then, the boy gave the kind of easy smile that only kids can. That simple smile washes away the tension in the room, and people even begin to smile themselves. I think he's not so much a king as a prince. He may be above us, but he also has natural charisma that draws us up to his level. However, it seems that there's at least one person in class whose mileage varies. I don't like him. Flirting with the teacher already? That arrogant little twerp. Shinji's clearly not happy. If you have any questions, ask anyone in the class or myself, come to me first. There's no need to be shy. Yes, I understand. I'm pleased that I'll be attending such a good school. Huh? Wait, where's my character? Wait. Am I imagining things? Just for a second, I thought he shifted his attention towards me. Not toward anyone else, not even Shinji, who's still bad-mouthing Leo, but me, to me alone. Yeah, right, there's no way a practically otherworldly person like him would notice bland me. Guess we're getting our characters set up. The school day ended with nothing else of interest occurring. But that Leo, I can't shake the uneasiness he awoke in my heart. It feels like cogs somewhere have become misaligned. No, I'm just excited because for once something happened. Well, besides what happened yesterday. I should report yesterday's findings to the editor-in-chief. Oh, our club's ace. Did you find anything yesterday? What? Little Red Rooftop vanished before your eyes? If she disappeared, there isn't anything we can do about that. Nothing we can do? What's with the editor-in-chief's reaction? It's not right. I thought you'd say something like, hey, don't scare me like that. Actually, the problematic part is how nonchalant she is that a person disappeared. Your next story will be Mystery of the Courtyard Chapel. The editor-in-chief keeps talking like nothing happened. She's already on to the next thing. Should I say something? Hey, did you know there's a chapel on campus, even though this isn't a mission school? It seems the chapel has been here longer than the school. My own high school was like that. And yeah, we did have church services, but I don't think anybody at the school really cared. Like I'd joke about the Thursday Even songs being optional, and then nobody would show up if they were. Anyways, this is just rumor, but they say it's haunted and magic rites are performed there. I'm sending you to investigate. The entrance to the courtyard is on the end of the right side of the first floor hallway. Let's move. Although the uniforms I wore weren't beige, they were, well, you had the usual shirt and oh god, it's Kazuki. What the? Did the corpse just ban it? What? What? The man stands like a black stain, tainting the joyfully multicolored flower beds around him. It's the new teacher, Kazuki. But the man standing in front of me isn't acting like a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. The sick malignancy of overbearing aggression fills the air, and then scattered around him are dead bodies of students? Why did you come in here? I'm certain I locked that door. Now I suppose I'll test you out. His thin lips hardly moved, but in the next instant... Ow! I'm bowled over as if struck by an invisible force. Chaotic thoughts bury my brain like endless grains of sand. What happened? Can I move my limbs? Seriously, what was that? Kuzuki hasn't moved. No one else is nearby. Who? Why? How? My thoughts swirl. My heart races. I see what you are now. It isn't you, I suppose. His voice was a quiet hiss, but I could hear everything he said. This man with the cold, inscrutable eyes raises his palm toward me. When I come to, I'm collapsed in the garden. The garden is silent. There's not even a trace of Kuzuki or of the corpses that had been there. I'm uninjured, though my body aches from laying on the hard ground. The cold sweat that had covered me is gone, too. Only the piercing pain in my head remains. Headshot. Maybe it was just a bad dream. I gulp air and attempt to stand. The ground seems to move under my feet. I'm delusional. Of course the ground isn't moving. I'll give my report to the editor-in-chief tomorrow and just go home for today. Alright, we're getting out of here. I wonder what they're building up to.